Women have to be emotionally manipulative because we can't play fair in an unfair world. Women have always been emotionally manipulative since forever because things weren't fair ever. So we've evolved through emotionally manipulating men to get what we want because we can't do it any other way, or we couldn't do it any other way in the past. So it's in our DNA, literally.
Ladies, I love y'all. I promise I do. I promise I do. So y'all know Big Sis gonna always keep it a buck. Y'all be talking about y'all want good men, y'all want husbands, and y'all want y'all person, but y'all walking around with these stank attitudes. Don't no man want no angry woman. And y'all can call me what y'all want, but y'all know I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Don't no man want no angry women all the time. You just walking around with an attitude 24/7, 365, 366 on a leap year. And you just think a man gonna be like, yes, I'm finna marry her, I'm finna wife her. No. I don't care how good that man is. I don't care how fine you are. I don't care how big your butt is. That ain't gonna save that attitude. I promise you it ain't gonna save it. Y'all, oh.
First sign you're being manipulated, and some of the things that a manipulator does is use emotional blackmail. You could include dramatic displays, gaslighting, threatening in certain instances. Emotional blackmail is ugly. It's really, really ugly.
Like, I seriously be wanting to know, like, why y'all be so mad all the time? Like, you ever been around a person that's just an angry bird? Everything they do, complain, complain, complain. Dang, you keep a problem. When do the sun shine? Oh, no, yeah, you the chosen one. Nah, this ain't that, baby. You keep a problem.
If you are a woman who have the tendency to nitpick, you always got to point out insignificant details. These are indications that you are insecure and argumentative. You always gotta be right. You can't let it go. Woof. That is a toxic cocktail. So I'm wondering, like, if you're like this towards women, especially women you don't even know, I can imagine how you are with a man in your personal life.
Let me tell y'all how women are manipulative. And for all of y'all who know this already, then I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to all of y'all who don't know. All right? I'm talking about all y'all who don't know that when she cries to make you feel like you're the villain, that's all a plan. Even if she started the fight, even if she crossed the line, even if she just completely disrespected you, her tears are her weapon.
Man, I want to talk about something that I feel is very important, man. You know, us as men, we must never become a servant to a woman's mood. You must never become a servant. You must never fall victim to a woman's mood. And the reason I feel like this is important to talk about, man, is because, you know, a lot of us brothers with our 6-figure jobs, you know, a lot of us men with our health and our fitness regimens and our muscles, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us look at the power we have, quote unquote power we have over women, and the same attributes that us as men consider the power we have. You know what I'm saying? Our money, our status, our strength. But you have to understand that a woman's strength or a woman's power is completely different than ours. Like, we think brute force, we think ability to, you know, our spending capacity or whatever. But a woman's power is in her ability to shift the state of anything. I'm going to say it again, man, because you really, you know, to understand what I'm saying, you really have to understand that a woman's power is not like ours. And the power she has is one of the benefits of having her. Her ability is not to move the world with muscle, man, but to move the world to shift rooms by changing the energetic state. And if you're unaware of this, man, you're quick to fall victim. You're quick to become a servant to a woman's mood. And when I say that, a lot of us, you know, and of course, primarily I'm talking about relationships, right? But you got to understand, it covers all aspects. It doesn't have to be in an intimate relationship. It can be in any walk of life. It could be a woman that you work with or work for. It could be the woman at the cash register. It could be any woman you are exchanging some sort of energy with, man. Never fall victim or become a servant to a woman's mood. Why so? Why must we stand on our square? Why must we stay in our frame? Because you gotta understand that when a woman throws you a curveball of being in an energetic state, meaning this is how I feel, what she's saying is, I want you to come outside of your box of masculinity and feel like I feel. But you have to understand what that's doing, brothers, is robbing you of your God mode. It's robbing you of your God mode. And you got to understand, your God mode is by far the most important thing you possessed. You know, it's by far the most important thing. In other words, it's, you know, when I say God mode, what I'm talking about is your singular truth, right? Shameless plug. If you haven't got the book, get the book. It's robbing you of your singular truth, because what it's doing is saying, okay, I understand this is your state of being. I understand this is how you see the world. I understand this is the energetic state that you never come out of. This is your prayer. But since I'm vibrating on a different channel, I need you to feel like me. Babe, we can't go on vacation to Barbados, or any kind of energetic mood. Not saying that you don't care how your woman feels, because you do. You're protecting and providing. But I'm going to tell you this. You can't protect or provide if you're coming out of that state. You can't do it, man. It's bringing you out of God mode. And when I say it's bringing you out of God mode, it's completely robbing you of what world you're creating. Because you gotta understand to be outside of that God mode, to be outside of that constant energy I'm always talking about, means if you're not here, you're in chaos. And if you're creating with chaos, you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what tomorrow is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to a brother yesterday, man. We went in heavy on this. Shout out to Parker. And we were talking about like the comfort of knowing what tomorrow will bring. Of course, you know, death can creep up on anybody, or life happens. But I'm fully aware. A lot of men are fully aware of what the energetic state will be tomorrow. I don't care if lives are lost. I don't care if jobs are lost. I don't care if money goes up or money goes down. My state is going to be the exact same way it is today. So I know what tomorrow is going to be like. But the moment I step off this square, I have no idea. I have no idea what the future brings. So when you see a lot of men living in fear, that's why they live in fear. It's because they're in a state of chaos. A man is not supposed to operate in a state of chaos. And when I say a state of chaos, for a man, that's horrible. But for a woman, it's a beautiful thing. And I'm not going to go into that, but that's one of the most beautiful things about a woman, that the fact that she operates in that, because there's power generating in that when y'all come together. But I'm not going to go in on that, man. But one of the primary reasons is because it's robbing you of your God mode. And to say it on another level, is robbing you of your identity. Like I'm always saying, who are you? Where are you going? Like you have no idea how much horsepower that who am I has. Like when you ask yourself, who am I? Again, what energetic state I'm in? You have no idea how much that plays in what your life is going to do, what tomorrow is going to bring. So again, man, when a woman throws a different mood at you, good mood, bad mood, it doesn't matter. Anything outside of your state, you can't vibrate with that. And a lot of her nature is knows that. A lot of her nature knows that, and a part of that is testing you. But just understand, man, it's going to bring you out of your God state. So the calm you have, the peace you have, it's going to rob you of that anytime you let the way a woman feels alter your state. And again, brothers, it has nothing to do with the love for a woman. In other words, if you really love and want to protect and provide for a woman, you'll never come out of that state. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing is it alters your state. The second thing is it definitely alters the mission. You may have had all these goals. You may have been writing in your journal for the last 90 days. You could have gone to school and got the degree. You could have a whole game plan. You're locked in 30 days out, 1 year out, 6 years out, and you're moving toward this mission. If you're the type of brother that every time your woman feels happy or sad or confused or whatever, you're vibrating where she is to comfort her, you have to understand your mission is no longer the same. Yeah, your notes may not have changed in your book. You know, the messages you send to your brothers in your circle about what you're going to do, that may not have changed, but your trajectory is something different. Because again, you're creating with something different. So you have to understand, if you're a man that comes off your square just because the woman in your life or a woman in your vicinity feels a certain way, but you have to understand your future is no longer guaranteed. Your future is no longer guaranteed. You might have thought you were going to have the corner office. You might have thought you were about to get in shape. You might have thought you were about to move to a different state and live a different life, get better money. But it's not going to happen, man, if you allow the woman in your life to sway you, man. Like, I'm sure y'all understand what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about that singular truth, when I'm talking about your trajectory changing, because you have to understand this. You have to understand that every single thing about you as a man, every single part of you creating the future you want to create, it all comes down to your state. Like, we can sit there and talk about everything religious. We can sit there and talk about different rituals. Everything comes down to your state. Like that's both the lowest and the highest level of conversation, what your state is. Like you have to understand that. So it goes beyond whatever your rituals are. It goes beyond whatever you're reciting, how many beads you're counting, how many times you go to church. It goes beyond that. If you allow any person, place, or thing to alter your state, brother, what you think you're creating, oh, brother, it's not even close. It's not even close to coming into your world, man. So your energetic state, brother, is everything. Like, we say things like stand on your square or stay in frame. But a lot of people don't really understand what that means. It means you have to lock. This is the thing. I'll say this. The reason why I believe this is a challenge for a lot of men, why it can be a challenge for all men. Let me say it like that, because all men are subject to it. Any man that has a woman very close to him, he's dealing with it on a regular basis, whether you think you are or not. And the reason I think most men fall victim to it, or the reason I think most men become a servant to a woman's mood, is because most men are living in a state of chaos themselves. Most men are living in a state of feminine energy and don't even know it. Yeah. Again, we might walk around and be tough as men. We may walk around and hold this level of what looks like locked in success. But like I always say, if you aren't the same man in every room, if you aren't the same man around brothers of different echelons and financial levels, if you aren't the same entity 24 hours a day, you're living in feminine energy. You're denying the God energy you're supposed to be walking in. You know what I'm saying? You're denying your ability to create your tomorrow. I love how Neville put it, man, in the book Resurrection. Neville said that a man that can pretty much lock into his state. A man that can control his mood, I believe is what Neville said. A man that can control his mood can prophesy his own life. You become your own prophet. But at the same time, your woman comes in from out with the girls and she feeling sad or she mad because XYZ, and she want to bring you out of that state saying, hey, come vibrate with me. Come vibrate with me. I'm sad. You're supposed to be sad. I'm upset. You're supposed to be upset. Come vibrate with me. And you're saying, okay, let me get off of my throne that God bestowed upon me and vibrate like the woman should vibrate. Thinking that is love, thinking that is you giving special care to your woman. It's the opposite, bro. What you're telling that woman is, you know what? I'm gonna bend to your power. I'm not gonna stay in mine. I'm gonna bend to your power and mess the whole kingdom up. And the thing is, the world, society, it is constantly teaching us as men, whether it's television, whether it's music, that we're supposed to bend and operate like that. We're never supposed to bend as men. Not saying we're not supposed to love. Not saying we're not supposed to nurture and care and protect and provide and all those words. But we're never supposed to do those things outside of our frame. You know what I'm saying? Like we're never supposed to, let me say it like this. We're never supposed to operate outside of our holy spot. Like when I'm always talking about that holy space that every man connects with when he finds that silence, where nobody else exists in this world except you and your creator. And y'all are having that conversation. It's constant energy, bro. There's no evolution in that space. There's no lack. It's only abundance in that space. Anytime something has the ability to pull you out of that frequency, it's saying, hey, you know what? I see you on that throne. I see you in that room having that one-on-one conversation with God every day, all day. I'm asking you to come outside of that and feel like I feel. That's what's taking place. They're saying, a woman is saying, I want you to leave this holy space. Right? But at the end of the day, man, this is what it really boils down to, man. This is what it really boils down to. You have to understand that when you do that, you're actually going against what that woman is truly desiring. You have to understand this. You have to understand that a huge part of that woman being in your life, I need y'all to hear me on this, bro. I need y'all to hear me on this. A huge part of that woman even being in your life is to see that if she changes her mood, will you come outside of that space? In other words, the woman you love is saying, hey, babe, I see you in there talking to God. I'm glad you're in there. Like, that's why I want you to be. Like, the reason I love you the way I love you is because you're in that space. But in her mind, she's saying, let me see if you're still him. Let me see if you're still that guy that you say you are. Babe, come out here and play with me. Babe, come out here and vibrate while I'm vibrating. Oh, babe, I'm sad. This is how I feel. This is the mood I'm in. Let me see if you're going to come outside of that box and shift your energy with me. And she's going to give you 1,000 reasons. She's going to whine and cry and all this stuff saying, hey, come out here with me. And the moment you take one foot off of that protective spot you're in, the moment you take one step out of God mode, you've lost her, bro. You've lost her. Yeah, for the first 5-10 minutes, you're over there calling and being or whatever you're being. It may feel like she's saying, oh, thank you, babe. And she may for 5 or 10 minutes. But once the smoke clears, she's saying, you're not him. Like I can't afford to submit to a man that will sway with the wind of any other energy beside the energy he's walking in. I'm gonna tell y'all, man, you really have to understand this, man. Like, and I'll be honest. A lot of us, and I'm sure even I said this at one point in time, that hey, man, like this woman is always trying to be a certain way and trust me, there are limits. Like a woman can be in your space and she's just so far out of the range that you walk in that she's not suitable for you. But even when you get the most suitable woman in your life, you have to understand she's going to be rocking your boat. I'm going to say it like this. Any woman that's in your life that loves you, that's not causing your boat to rock a little bit, that's not checking or testing your masculinity, You really gotta check. You really gotta test her motives, man. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us think in our minds like the perfect relationship is a woman that comes on and she agrees 100% with what I say. Anything I say goes. And of course you want a woman then that respects the hierarchy. Of course you gotta have a woman in your life that understands that you have ultimate veto power. I'm not talking about that. But a lot of men want a woman in their life, man, where their life is just on cruise control. There's no energetic disruption. And maybe I'm not saying that like I want to say it, because you don't really want energetic disruption. But you got to understand that woman at some point is going to always be testing your state of being. And of course, it's going to be more upfront within the first, month, within the first 6 months, within the first year. Of course, a woman isn't going to be testing you the same year one as she is on your 30th anniversary. But you have to understand, a lot of men, and this is the thing I need y'all to hear. A lot of men are saying that, hey, when a woman comes through the door, she needs to be submitting to me. And of course, when a woman comes through the door, she needs to respect your masculine energy. But I'm going to tell you this. No woman is going to submit to you unless she tests you first. Unless she tests you first. Unless she sees that you are who you say you are. And again, you have to understand, man, you have to understand this, man. A lot of men are taught that, hey, when my woman feels a certain way, my love for her is bending with her and getting on that vibration with her to walk her back to the center. No. Your position is to stay centered. And if a woman can't respect your center, if a woman can't respect your mission, then she shouldn't be there. She shouldn't be there. A part of you being in that state is being a man that is never in a position where you have to have a woman there. Yes, you should love your woman, respect your woman, be faithful to your woman, all those things. But if your woman doesn't want you to live in that God state, if she doesn't want you to stay in that center, tell her kick rocks. Tell her to kick rocks. But at the same time, man, if that woman loves you, she's going to test you to make sure that you're him. She's gonna make sure you're him. So a woman is not going to submit to you unless she knows that you are what you say you are, bro. You know what I'm saying? So all I want to tell y'all brothers today, man, is don't fall victim to a woman's mood. Because again, a woman's superpower, one of the things that makes a woman so beautiful is her ability to create states. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand that's a key element of you even wanting a woman in your life, is the fact that she can create states. Meaning, and I've said it before, meaning you're on your minimum wage job and you're trying to level up. You're trying to get to that corner office. You're trying to get to a bigger apartment. You're trying to get to a better way of life. Don't you understand that you can come in from that minimum wage job every day and you're at home and your woman has the ability to create whatever your heaven is in that space? Yeah, y'all might be in that efficiency of 15 square foot apartment, but if your woman is connected to you and she identifies with your mission, your dream, and your frequency, when you come home from work, man, she can make that home feel like a palace. She can make that home, that 15 square foot feel like 5,000 square foot. And if she can make that state do that, and you can vibrate in that state because it's where your center is, now you're creating that state. Now your woman is assisting you. Now she's your helpmate in helping you create that state. But when you're in this state and you're trying to create and you're walking with God and you're walking in abundance, and she's creating doubt or uncertainty, or come feel sad with me, come feel lack with me. She's either trying to rob you of your energy, or she's really trying to see that you are who you say you are, brothers. So again, never become a servant to a woman's mood.